Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio with me.
We are.
We are.
That's true.
You know what? It's been crazy. Last couple weeks, we've been on a musical journey. CJ and myself, to be specific, I guess. Uh-oh. Last week, Friday night, we had a Bryan Adams show. Actually, you weren't there, so you're pretty much a loser. But I was there, and I was reeling after a
not a good start.
Great concert. No, it was. It was a great show. Bryan Adams, if you have the opportunity to see him live, man, he puts on a great show. He really does.
He sucks.
It was awesome. And
he sucks and you suck.
Somebody is jelly, I can tell right now.
Yeah, you're a grown man using that
But you
word.
were there last night. We saw Joe Bonamassa.
He was great.
A blues guitar legend. If you don't know who he is, check him out online. He is unbelievable. And honestly, I don't know a ton of his songs, but he's just a gunslinger when it comes to playing guitar. And probably came out with $500,000 or $1 million worth of guitars he played throughout the concert.
That's right. Greg's a guitar geek, so he was freaking out over
impressive stuff. And I said it last week. I said, the only thing could have made the Bryan Adams show better is if I would have found out he was a scuba diver. And lo and behold, we heard from several of our Scuba Radio listeners last week. He said, actually, Greg, he is. He owns his own private island out in the Caribbean. And he's done some coral restoration projects and helped fund them off his little island, his own little private island. I think he owns it with a few other folks, actually. But I was like, well, whoa, there you go. Another reason to like Bryan Adams. I'm telling you what, when it comes to any celebrity like that, as soon as you find out, hey, we have that common bond of being scuba divers, I think it brings us together. You gotta support them just that much more. You just think they're that much cooler. I mean, look at me. If I wasn't a dive master, if I wasn't a certified diver, Cog Johnson, CJ, Bubble Boy, they would not even associate with me whatsoever, right?
Actually, I would love to say that's correct.
Yeah?
But it's not true.
Why? Do I owe you money?
I knew you before I was a diver.
Oh, okay. So
you might have been one already. I don't remember.
Yeah. I actually.
So. But if you were, I didn't know about it.
Well, I was, because I got certified in 93. Oh. And that was before I met you.
No, it would have been around 93.
Well,
but you might have been brand new. I didn't know you were a diver, and I didn't care.
You didn't care. You weren't going to judge me on that level. No. But once you found out I was a diver, though, I was like way cooler, though, right?
He just knew you as Bob.
No, I didn't know him for that.
That was before.
I knew him as
liquor cabinet.
I knew him as Greg.
Jerry the diver guy, he wouldn't have given me the time of day.
I knew him as Greg the producer.
If he wouldn't have known I was a diver, he wouldn't have come up to me at the bar there at the Dima show years ago and say, hey, you're Greg the Dive Master, aren't you? And I'm like, oh, crap.
You're that weirdo in the magazine ad.
Yeah. And he goes,
look, 15 years later.
Yeah, look at us now. And, he came up to the bar, bought me a beer. And I was probably trying to get me liquored up and pick me up at the time. I didn't realize it, but he was really.
It worked.
Excuse me?
It worked.
Do you want to explain yourself, young man?
I don't have to explain.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
I'm here.
You're digging a hole that you're going to be diving in, or I'm going to bury you in if you keep that kind of
awkward.
nonsense.
You started it, Greg.
Well, no, I mean,
Greg.
I don't know what. Yeah, how
I
did
love
it go
how he
there?
starts this stuff and tries to put it off on you.
Well, I mean, it's.
He starts it and he plays innocent every time.
Well, I don't know what innocent. I don't know what you mean innocent. I'm just.
Greg, we have a term
telling
for
a
guys
story.
like you, and I can't say
rebel
it on the
rouser.
radio. No bleep stir.
Genius.
Bleep stir.
Amazing. Amazing human being. Is that what you're trying to say?
All I could say is there are plans for you.
Okay.
Instigator.
Ah.
Crapster.
Agitator.
Greg, the instigator. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm not giving you a name.
Silver spoon star.
All right. Well, anyway, it is way cooler to be a diver, though, isn't it? I mean, wouldn't you? If any person you admired, as soon as you found out they were a diver, they just go up a notch or two. Because, like I said, you have that common bond of scuba diving brings us all together.
You're right. Multi-platinum selling artist Bryan Adams, I'd be like, not impressed.
Yeah, but
he's a diver?
I'd go diving with him at his own private island, wouldn't you?
Let's go.
The offers.
I'm sure that invite's coming any minute.
Oh, no invitation is necessary. Just show up.
I will. I heard from several people this week that emailed us, said, "Hey, Bryan Adams is a diver." Like I said, I did not hear from Bryan Adams, and I'm thinking that's deliberate.
But you did hear from his attorney.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I actually, I did some digging because I was thinking, well, if he's a diver, has any of the songs, the popular songs that he's done over the years, are there any that you could look back like, hey, he's talking about, going out on a scuba dive or something, right? And I couldn't find squat. However,
you're thinking of Jimmy Buffett.
Back in the summer of '69, you found something?
Awkward. No, it wasn't that one either. But I did some digging. I did find how the artists are putting out all these like deluxe, mixes of their famous albums and things like that, deluxe versions. What's so funny there, CJ?
You're set up for this.
I don't know. I don't know what you're
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Edition.
No, I found a demo of one of his famous tunes before, when they're working on them, kind of like the Beatles Get Back.
Yeah.
There was one from Bryan Adams, and was one of his famous tunes. And I guess, the final lyrics changed, but I actually dug it up, and I think we're going to try to play that for everyone today.
Okay.
It's on one of those deluxe mixes, I think. I don't know. But anyway, that's coming up. I mean, you won't
you
get
have
that
to
anywhere
look forward to.
or to avoid at all costs.
I would skip it.
Well, I'm just...
I may have heard an advance copy.
Really? Oh, that's right. I did bounce that off of you.
Send it to me.
Yeah, so you'd give it...
Twice.
You'd give it 2 fins up, wouldn't you? Are you think?
I'm trying to be nice.
So, that's why he's a pro. He decided to change the lyrics and adjust the approach and go with something that, it's...
Producer was like, good guitar riff, crap lyrics.
Yeah.
Rewrite it, come
back, and,
Then
but we got the
hit
first cut, which is the deepest.
the demo.
Get it? Yeah. So anyway, that's coming up, and we got that. And then, hey, let's not forget, it's St. Patrick's Day this weekend, right?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So, CJ and I kind of started the weekend last night. I was hurting a little bit this morning. How about you?
It was a little slower.
A little slower, but that's fine for St. Patrick's Day. You have any desire to dive in green water this weekend?
Not really.
No?
I like good visibility.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it possible to have green water that you can be clear? Is it all milky, like it looks like some kind of toxic dump when they dye the rivers and stuff like that?
Downtown Chicago.
Turquoise green in the Caribbean.
Well, turquoise, right?
It's more blue.
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
kinda
I know
blue.
what you're
That's good
saying.
enough for me.
Yeah, I know
Let's
what you're
go.
saying.
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably like that on Bryan Adams' private island. I bet it's turquoise green.
Jesus.
What? I'm just throwing it out there. You
You're
kind
a
of
little
put it out
obsessed
there.
with the guy.
Well, I mean, now that I know he has his own private
I
island,
wonder what
and
Bryan Adams is doing right now.
wouldn't you want to
I
dive?
hope he's listening to my show.
Let's dive the house reef off of Bryan Adams'
You're embarrassing
private
yourself,
island.
Greg. Stop it.
Okay. Well, you ain't heard nothing yet. Wait till you hear what's coming up. That's next. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula! You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Does diving in the Florida Keys for free sound too good to be true? It's not. Dive to make a difference and clean our seas in the second annual Trash Derby Dives, May 2nd through 5th. Sponsored by iCare and the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation. Win big prizes for bringing up the most trash. Free spots with dive operators from Key Largo to Key West are available now. Get details and sign up at iCareTrashDerby.com. Brought to you by the Monroe County Tourist Development Council.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with ScubaRadio.
ScubaRadio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
ScubaRadio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I need you to take off all of your jewelry right now because sometimes sharks can confuse the glint of your jewelry with fish scales. Does anyone have any questions?
Aren't you scared?
Oh, no. Do you know what the most deadly animal is? Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes killed 725,000 people last year. Do you know how many were killed by sharks? 10. And that's compared to the millions of sharks that we kill every year. So, no, you're more likely to be killed by a mosquito or another human being than a shark.
She says she's the perfect girl because she loves to dive. But that'd change because we know she needs scuba just to survive. Oh, but when she was told to check out the show called Scuba Radio, 'cause you'll never listen too much, and you need to feel the rush till I can dive with you. I'm gonna dive with you, 'cause the weather's right and I think you're dynamite. I'm gonna dive with you. Yeah, I'm gonna dive with you.
All right, that's enough of that. Wow. But look, the lost tapes of Bryan Adams' original demos, and they changed it to that, from that to something that people would enjoy.
That doesn't sound like Bryan Adams. Are you
Well,
sure that was him?
He's on Heliox.
Exactly. See, he was he was doing some kind of enriched hair thing. Totally threw him off a little bit, but I don't know. Bubble Boy was tapping his toes to that one. You felt the groove, right, Bubble Boy?
I have restless leg disorder.
Okay, that's what it was. Sorry. All right, Jerry the Diver Guy, he
There's
loved
always
it.
an explanation.
Vinny Two Tanks loved it. They're both connected via the web as part of the ScubaRadio Scuba Squad, and they just got something that you won't get anywhere else on the planet. What do you think of that, Vinny? That was a good one, wasn't it? Real. You enjoyed that song, I bet, didn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. See, Vinny Two Tanks gave it 2 fins up.
In fact, I'm actually amazed at the quality of the music in between that you put on the show. Actually.
Yeah, I mean that's
you're easily amused.
That's the only thing that was usable in that entire bit of entertainment.
He can say,
well, the songs he has about scuba diving and stuff, I don't know where those are amazing.
Exactly.
I really enjoy those.
There you go. See, Vinny Two Tanks has spoken.
I never hear him anywhere else other than on this show.
Well, that's right.
It's amazing. What
We're the only
with
ones
Google.
dumb enough to play this crap. Yeah, exactly. And,
you know?
Yeah. Well, what are you doing to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Vinny? Are you doing anything special? You going diving off the West Coast there and look for green water, or what do you think? No.
The last time I dove the West Coast was with you.
Smoking the green.
It's been a while.
I don't dive our coast. Why should I go into that cold water?
Yeah.
You converted me to being a warm water wuss.
Well, yeah, you got to look for a leprechaun this weekend. Maybe if you find a leprechaun while you're diving this weekend, you might get a pot of cold.
You know, I have this rule about days like St. Patrick's and New Year's. I don't go out. I don't go to public places like that at this time of year.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many people that that have issues, and I don't want to bump into them.
That's what we're counting on.
Well,
makes life exciting.
Women ready to make bad choices.
Although if I was going to go out, I always start at midnight the day before. That's when the real St. Patrick revelers, that's the real
leprechaun.
That's your best odds at finding a real leprechaun too. If you go out,
yes, exactly,
right. Yeah. The right concoction. You got to have the right mix.
Actually, I'm thinking about packing and checking my gear out, and because I haven't used it for a while, so I'm looking, because I'm planning for April.
Right, we're going to the Galapagos.
That's right,
and they got everything in the Galapagos: the whale sharks.
That's what I hear.
Manta rays. Maybe we'll see a leprechaun. If you're gonna come across a leprechaun, that'd be the place.
Well,
I'd say your odds
green,
are.
something really green.
I
like
would
a
think it'd be
leprechaun.
Ireland.
Yeah.
I don't want to disagree with you. I'm just saying.
Well, it's a big ocean.
Well, could be Greg's face when he gets seasick.
Turning green, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's that, I guess. I will say, we've gotten a lot of activity on our voicemails this week.
Really, usually the lines are dead.
Usually, but this week, I don't know if it was because of that Bryan Adams thing. We got, people were calling up, say, hey, he is a diver. And then maybe I don't know. There's some phone calls here.
All right,
we just get through it, blow through it?
Every time you do this, it's bad.
Well, that's true. That's why I don't play
them
voicemail
on the air without screening them, without listening to them first. Who knows what the hell it'll be.
If I had to screen them, that means we'd have to do like pre-show, meetings and things.
It could be something like,
Hey, Greg, I like to dive, and I didn't know that Bryan Adams was a diver.
Right.
But now I do.
Oh, you heard the voicemail.
That's all.
That was one of them, for sure. But I don't know. I'm just thinking I don't have time to do this stuff. I got a life to live. So
easy.
Might as well take care of this while we're on, at least clear out a few of them. Are you ready? All right, let me hit the voicemail button there. What do we got?
Oh, Jesus. Am I finally on the air?
Yeah.
Woo, Faith and Bigora. Waiting forever on the line. I didn't know if you were going to pick up. 8888 scuba. Why don't you have a few more eights in there while you're with it?
Okay.
Huh? My God. Okay, listen. ScubaRadio.
Right.
Hello? Hello, am I on the air? I'm not on the air. It's a recording.
It's a voicemail. Right.
I recorded. Okay, I'll tell you what. St. Patty's Day's tomorrow.
Right.
What I want all you divers to do, good little boys and girls, is stop looking for treasure.
Yeah.
It's all been found. All the pirate guns and cannons and pirate bowls. Oh, those rusty bowls at the bottom of the sea. Stop looking. They're all accounted for. And you won't find any more of my gold. My gold is well hidden. And I know you crafty bastards be looking with your metal detectors and your little fancy masks.
That's what we
and
do.
your snorkels and your flippers. You're not going to find it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And to all a good night.
All right.
And happy good diving to all.
Wow. That was interesting.
I told you not to air that.
Yeah, there's actually a whole bunch more of these. What the hell? We only got a 2-hour show. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring. Maybe we'll play some more. Cause
I just want to know who looks for rusty balls under the seat.
That little bastard was paranoid, wasn't he?
He's protecting his territory. It sounded like to me. He doesn't want us snooping around under the water, under the sea. That's evidently where his pot of gold is.
A little weird.
Yeah.
Let's go and find these balls.
Pirate balls.
Well, that's
what he said.
That's what he said.
Those rusty pirate balls.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That was Jerry's favorite part.
He seems a little fixated on it, a little too much, if you ask me. But that's a different issue. Look, we got more coming up. We're going to talk about diving with leprechauns, finding them, pots of gold. Who knows? It's all coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I have big news for you. So what is this big news?
When I go deep diving on you, I'ma make you go crazy. When I do the deep diver on you, you gon' wanna have my baby.
You're an idiot.
And I make you go crazy for this gangsta love. I'ma make you go crazy.
Where are you, you little creep?
Wow, that's harsh. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. St. Patrick's Day weekend. Let's go right back to the phones. I got to blow out some of these voicemails and get caught up. Let's see.
Okay, now we've had a wee bit of the Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
And a little wee bit in the coffee.
Uh-oh.
And we're feeling no worse the wear, lad.
Yeah.
You're afraid to pick up the phone.
No.
You act like, oh, I'll take a phone call. No, I'm not trying to request a song.
Okay.
I've heard Stairway to Heaven.
Right.
I've been on the Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
Okay? I don't need to hear Jimmy Page another time.
He's got
What I
problems,
would
so.
like you to do is raise a toast to all Irishmen. Be careful out there. Don't you drink and drive, okay?
Okay.
Take an Uber. Take an Uber. Take 2.
Oh.
Take 3 if you need to.
All right.
Don't get behind the wheel and be safe.
Well, that's smart.
Okay?
Okay.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Good diving, everyone.
Wow.
He cracked himself up.
He did. He's
But
getting a
that was
little
like
more jolly.
That was a PSA, though, so that was helpful.
It was. We could play these for the entire show, but I just got maybe time for one more, and then we'll be done with it. Let's see.
Hello.
Oh, again.
I'm still not picking up the phone, you coward.
Okay.
You're too afraid to face me.
Well.
Oh, you could call me little people, wee people,
Okay.
leprechaun.
Right.
Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
All you divers out there in Scuba Radio land.
Right.
If you got nothing better to do than to listen to this here show,
Well.
you must be hurting.
Right.
You must have no life. Well, listen to me. Believe me now. Stop looking for me buried treasure.
Okay.
No gold for you.
Oh.
What I would like you to do is blow it out your ass.
What?
You'll not find it. Stop looking.
Wow.
Look at the fish. Look at the eels.
Yeah.
Look at the little fishies. Look at the little sharks.
Okay.
Don't be looking for gold. You'll not find it.
All right. Oh.
Leprechaun out.
Wow. Okay.
Jeez. It's a little mildly threatening.
He's an angry
He goes
young,
from a PSA to a freaking meanie.
angry small person or something. I don't know what that leprechaun is thinking, but I don't know. Give him pass.
I'm glad you didn't pick up and take those live.
Yeah, heck no. That would have been a nightmare.
He's calling you out, man, for not answering the phone.
Right. Well, we don't really, do a lot of live phone calls anymore. It's just
It was like a cross between
for that specific reason.
a leprechaun and Conor McGregor.
You think?
Yeah. I think he wanted to fight you.
He sounded pretty angry.
Casey's
Yeah.
not here.
Oh.
That could be Casey calling in.
You think? Oh, yeah. Where is
Yeah,
Casey, the
How
tobacco
dare you.
nut? Jerry?
I believe he's calling in. I believe that's him.
How dare you?
Yeah. Why isn't he here though?
It wasn't me.
Is
that's
he?
for sure.
He's out celebrating St. Patrick's Day today.
He's
isn't he?
celebrating.
All right. He could have celebrated right here on the air with us. I mean, we're not diving, so Jerry's drinking. Vinny Two Tanks drinking. Old Cock Johnson's got his cocktail in front of him.
Ooh, little nip.
And Bubble Boy, he's got a little bubbly going on. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I tell you, you can, I don't know, you can talk about it. You can do it. Okay, what does that mean?
That's the bell of truth.
Oh, well, that's what we speak sometimes. Very, very rarely, but we do. We do have to cover some, business things for everybody to understand what's going on, because next weekend is Beneath the Sea, the Beneath the Sea dive show in Sea Caucus,
Some
New
people
Jersey.
call it BTS.
They do, if they want to be kind of cool. It's like like the SCUBA acronym, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
We know what it means.
BTS stands for
Beneath the Sea.
Oh, that's what it stands for. I thought you were going to come up with something else.
I thought it was bacon, tomato, salami.
Yeah, see? Vinny Two Tanks comes home with
Baloney Tourette syndrome.
Vinny Two Tanks takes a hit and fouls to the left, fouls to the dugout. But regardless, that's fine. And but yeah, Beneath the Sea dive show next weekend. It will be the dive center of the universe
In Sea Caucus.
Sea Caucus, New Jersey.
Which is fitting because it's got the word sea in it.
Right. See?
And it's a caucus, which is a meeting or a gathering.
Of divers.
Wow.
See?
I never thought of that
Caucus.
before.
Sea caucus.
Right. Now you know. Now you
A
know.
raucous sea caucus.
A lot of people never have probably thought about this. You know what? Until you just brought it up, I had never thought
That's
of it.
what I'm here for.
Okay, if you say so. But yeah, it was a big. It's going to be a big weekend next weekend, and what's going to happen
And
is
you're going to be giving away fabulous prizes.
Well, yeah, we're going to open the show next Saturday morning, 9 a.m. sharp.
You're like the Pat Sajak of the scuba world.
Okay, maybe you could say that, I guess, because you did. But
Well, I'm not going to be his Vanna White. I'll tell you that.
No, God, no.
yeah, oh no,
No one, no
Yeah,
one.
what would Jerry the diver guy be in that regard?
There is. They don't really have a.
Well, we are gonna need a model because we're giving away some Next Dive gear, nexdive.com. We're giving away a BC reg and a mask from that fine organization, worth about $2,500. We're gonna make somebody there at the opening of the Beneath the Sea dive show extremely happy because they're gonna go home with that set of gear just for being on time for the dive show, 9 a.m. Eastern, to open the Beneath the Sea. We're gonna pick someone at random. And set
Or
them
an
up with a
Explorer
new set.
Adventure trip.
Well, we have an Explorer Adventure trip to the Turks and Caicos.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert.
In the silent auction. Now they have this silent auction thing going on at Beneath the Sea. And so once you go in the show, you can bid on trips like that, Turks and Caicos live aboard from Explorer Ventures. And you might save quite a few bucks, but it goes to a great cause.
Great cause.
Excellent. They do all these marine biologists and scholarship program things that they fund up there. I mean, the Beneath the Sea is a nonprofit organization, and they the show basically is used to fund all these great programs that they promote. They've been doing it for like 40 plus years. It's crazy. So it's a neat event all the way around. And we got the gear to give away. We're going to have some. We might even have some stuff from Light in Motion. We may have some Shearwater swag. I don't know, all kinds of stuff up for grabs.
A photo op with a mermaid.
A photo op with a mermaid or Jerry the Diver Guy.
Wow. I've got some pictures with Jerry.
Yeah. And, maybe we could do a little.
I tell people I know them. They're like, sure you do.
We're going to set up Jerry in one corner and Mermaid Kristen in another and see who gets more photo ops. What do you think?
As long as they're pretty, I'll take pictures with them.
No mankini,
as long as they're pretty. All right. So Jerry's looking for a pretty boy, a pretty young boy.
No.
And he's what?
Nope.
You should have specified, Jerry. You left yourself wide open.
Yeah.
Pretty
Greg,
girls.
Come on, man.
Oh, pretty girls. Okay. He's looking for girls too.
They have to be female.
They have to be female. You mean you won't take a picture with another guy?
No.
Come on, Jerry.
Come on now.
What about a staff picture with everybody that's on
staff
Scuba
pictures
Radio?
are different.
Okay, so if it's a staff picture, he'll take a picture with it.
Jerry, is that the Crown Royal you were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
was it Blackberry?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's what he's drinking today. That's not very St. Patrick-like, is it?
I don't know.
Well,
hey, whatever you like.
It should be green. It shouldn't be something green.
Nah, you don't have to do that.
Well, you should if you want to be proper.
That's tomorrow.
Well, it's the entire weekend. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
You don't have to,
Well, yeah, there are laws,
I guess you can get some green dye.
This is the kind of conversation that causes leprechauns to call us up and bitch us out on Scuba Radio.
I'll have
CJ.
enough alcohol for tomorrow anyway.
Okay. He's pacing himself.
I could trace the call and get him back on.
Oh, God, no.
Me to.
No, don't do that. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Donna from the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Have you ever seen this guy dance to the Junkanoo music? Unfortunately, you can't unsee it. Luckily for you, it is radio. So count your blessings and keep listening to Greg the Dive Master and the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, and I know how to jump canoe with the best of them. Get a few green beers in you. It's amazing how much of a fool you'll make of yourself. Just look at Cock Johnson and Bubble Boy. Anyway, coming up at BTS next week at Beneath the Sea Dive Show. I mentioned the silent auction. We got the Turks and Caicos Live Aboard with Explorer Ventures. Also, we got a Grand Bahama Island Dive Week, we got a trip to Wyndham Viva Fortuna up in the silent auction. You can go anytime during the year if you bid on it and win it. But they also are running a special dive week on Grand Bahama, May 11th through the 18th. And it's going to be a special dedicated week for divers that want to dive in the Bahamas. And I know Caradonna Caribbean Adventures or Dive Tours is involved in that. So if you want to call them and book that.
You could eat tuna in Fortuna.
Yes. It's actually the week of my birthday. That's probably why they're doing Bahamas Dive Week. It's because of me.
Wow. Someone's got an inflated sense of self-importance.
Duh. May 11th through the 18th. Once again, Caradonna Adventures. You can go there and check them out, caradonna.com, and book Grand Bahama Island Dive Week. And we thank them for contributing to Beneath the Seas, program to help fund all those scholarship programs that they do throughout the year. It's really an impressive display of stuff.
Your birthday's in when? May?
May, yes.
I would
May.
stop counting at this point.
Why?
Why?
I don't know what you're talking about, CJ.
Maybe just don't.
Hey, look there. Casey the Tobacco Nut, wearing his green hat for St. Patrick's Day, has joined us as part of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad.
Put on your goggles. I like those.
He's got steampunk goggles. You can see this on YouTube, Facebook
or he
Live,
can probably
Twitch.
weld with those.
And if you want to avoid it, just don't tune it in. But you can.
I'm glad to be here. I was at Shrimpapalooza here in Homosassa.
Really? Shrimpapalooza?
That's a thing?
Shrimpapalooza.
Doesn't sound made up at all.
No, we have a parade and dancing shrimps and all sorts of exciting stuff.
All right. Well, Casey's been drinking.
How much acid do you have to take to see the dancing shrimp?
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty big. You don't have to take much. I mean, none at all. None at all.
Wow. Okay. Where do they get do they just troll for shrimp off the west coast of Florida where you are? Is that what's going on?
Actually, we've got a couple boats that go out of the Homosassa area and are shrimpers. They go out late at night, come in. We get really fresh, wonderful shrimp. Which I indulged in several plates full.
You just net them though, right? Right off the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Can you get in the water and try to catch them? I've never thought about that.
I suppose, but they're really hard to grab all by themselves.
I mean, they're like little mini lobsters. Wouldn't it be the same kind of technique if you had you could tickle them like with a tickle stick, a lobster tickle stick?
Yeah, but your little noose contraption there probably wouldn't work.
Well, you couldn't. You couldn't loop them. But you could have a net and a tickle stick if you saw. I've seen them on night.
Horrible idea, Greg.
No, I mean that would be kind of a fun.
It'd take an awful lot of work to get a good plateful, Greg.
Well,
now what's your favorite way to eat them, Casey?
Orally,
probably boiled in some wonderful Cajun sauce and peel and eat.
Peel and eat.
Like it.
He's a simple man, Casey the Tobacco Nut. I'll finish it off with a
I
cigar.
can pop several between gulps of beer.
And finish it off with a cigar, correct?
And have some shrimp.
Yeah.
And a shot of whiskey. It is the weekend.
All right. So are you full of shrimp right now as you join us today?
I'm actually full of shrimp, Jameson's Irish whiskey, and Girls
that
beer,
explains it. Okay.
Yes. Did he say porch beer? What was the last thing?
I drank some on the porch. Yeah, if that counts.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. I mean,
and I have a question, Greg.
Oh God!
Oh no, we're not taking questions.
We're not taking.
Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so this is officially the St. Patrick's Day show.
We have been abused by a leprechaun already.
I wish you'd kill the camera on Vinny, who's not wearing green, and this other guy who's not wearing any green.
Jerry the Diver guy.
Yes, it's a professional.
No, wait,
St.
back up.
Day request.
During the commercial break, Bubble Boy pointed out that Jerry the Diver guy is representing for St. Patrick's Day. How?
We'll be seeing his bile puke up in a couple hours.
See?
That's
Ooh.
green.
That's
disgusting.
We're anticipating it to be
and
green.
I suppose if we pushed it, he'd have some sort of mankini that's green.
Oh, God. Why did you go there? Jeez. Now everybody's going to see our green bile.
We've gone, 3 weeks without that?
I'll have
brother.
my green mankini on.
Oh!
Now I'm going to hurl.
I think we should talk about the Museum of Diving.
We are going to talk to Lisa with the History of Diving Museum here in just a bit.
Lisa, please.
She's still
Yes,
here.
Lisa.
She's just been. She wanted to join in a little bit early and listen in to what we were talking about. And now she's regretting it totally. She's like, "Oh dear God, what did I do?
Why?
No, but we're going to kick off hour 2 and get an update with Lisa at the History of Diving Museum. See how they're
So
celebrating.
you're going to sit
St.
here and
Patrick's
make her
Day.
suffer for the next few minutes?
Well, she suffered already.
We have a schedule, Jerry. We must adhere to that schedule, or there's chaos.
Thank you, CJ, for keeping us in line. Anyway, yeah. I mean, we got
Might
another.
sound like we're winging it, but no. It's all carefully planned.
No, this show is all produced. I know.
Down to the second.
Vinny knows. No, yeah, Vinny Two Tanks.
You have a great producer, by the way.
Well, okay. Who is that?
Oh man,
his first name starts with a C.
Oh, see,
it's not me.
Like SEA.
That'd be me.
I'm not the producer.
We have no producer.
I just
Vinny.
sit here and crack wise.
I'll assume
All
that
radio
position
shows
is
have
it
a producer.
paid.
You will not be assuming any position. That's just not something we want to discuss, Casey. Okay.
Well, you do have a producer. I know who it is. I know who the really producer is.
Okay, go ahead, Vinny. Share.
You.
Oh, he's giving me credit for this nonsense.
He's not wrong.
He's saying you're in charge.
I've tried to defer blame for 26 years.
You're responsible.
And by the way, at Beneath the Sea next weekend, we will be kicking off our 27th year of Scuba Radio. So what's going to happen is, I didn't quite finish the thought there in the last segment, but we have to record a show next week because we're going to be traveling as we go to the show and Sea Caucus. And then we're going to record a show at the Dive Show that will air on, March 30th,
Following
I believe?
Week.
Yeah. And that will be the official Scuba Radio anniversary show as we kick off into our 27th year on the air.
And then when we come back live, we'll have to do a birthday show for Bubble Boy.
Well, we'll have to do that because that is
right.
It does fall in line with our anniversary.
And then it'll be a few more weeks, and we'll have to do a birthday show for Greg.
Well, no, the show after the anniversary show is the apology show for doing this for 27 years.
And then you go to the Galapagos.
Yeah, then we go to Galapagos, and then
you'll come back
tell everybody
and
else to suck at losers.
How awesome it was!
Right. Well, we won't wait till we come back. We'll tell you why we'll tell you while we're in the Galapagos.
And then we have to record a show because I'll be sailing in the BVI.
Yeah, nobody cares.
But I care. That sounds like fun.
No, I
care. I
kid.
care, Greg.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear about it. Yes, but he can't really come back on and say suck. Actually, he can say suck at losers because I'd like to be there too. Yeah, that'd be
just
great.
call
A week on a 48-foot catamaran without any of you. Suck it, losers.
Yeah, he's practicing. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Is that what that was? Maybe. Okay.
I slurred a little. I don't know why.
A pre-suck.
Yeah. It was like a shot across the bow. Here's what to expect.
I got to go get a shot.
Hours of abuse.
Lisa says that all the time because she's down in the Keys.
Well, we're going to check in with her next to kick off hour 2. Lisa, who's the big cheese there at the History of Diving Museum in the Florida Keys. That's coming up and much, much more on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
They all love Scuba Radio on the boat and down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Hopefully you are going to make the best of it this weekend. Go find a leprechaun under the water. Hopefully it won't be as angry as the one we spoke with in hour 1. But, you could find your pot of gold. Yeah, you find her end of the rainbow and you dive in. And that's probably where they hide that stuff, wouldn't you say there, CJ?
Absolutely.
Yeah. CJ.
According to lore.
According to Scuba Radio diving lore, yes. CJ agrees. Bubble Boy, I think, is on board with that idea. And the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad made up of Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut. And now we are joined by Lisa from the History of Diving Museum down there in the Florida Keys. Divemuseum.org is the website to go to and find out what they're up to. But she has been up to some pretty cool stuff. And when is this thing happening with the Octopus Lady, Lisa?
On the third Wednesday of every month, we have the Immerse Yourself series. And this month, we have our octopus lady, Dr. Chelsea, who's going to be coming down from FAU. And everybody loves octopus. I mean, they're just amazing, intelligent. They have so many different dynamics. And she's studied and she's going to be talking about their behavior and kind of their unique nuances to octopus. And that's Wednesday night at 7:00 at the museum. But if you don't happen to be in the Keys, you can Zoom in. So like we said, if you go to our website, you can either reserve a physical seat inside the library or a seat on the Zoom session.
Well, there you go. And once again, it's divemuseum.org is the website, and you can go in there and reserve your position accordingly. Whether you ought to try to go in person, because History of Diving Museum down there in the Keys is amazing. It's such a great facility, and
by far
you could spend at least a couple hours easy. But
what night was it again?
Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
It's the third Wednesday of every month, but this Wednesday it's the Octopus Lady. What's her name again? What is it?
Dr. Chelsea Denise.
Okay. All right. Have you talked to her leading up to this much? Like, I'm guessing, the My Octopus Teacher movie that came out on Netflix, last year is just probably filled up her date card. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to learn more ever since that came out. I think there's been a wave of octopus news. And, just from the activity you see online on YouTube, there's everybody posting these videos of octopus doing crazy things or in an aquarium or having some kind of encounter. I mean, it's always one of the coolest critters you can see on a dive. You'd agree, right?
And absolutely. And, before Doctors Joe and Sally opened the museum, they used to study fish and octopus sex. And they actually did a lot of study. Even though they were from Ohio, they would go down to the Cayman Islands every year and do a lot of research studies. And they did a lot of work with octopus as well. So it goes back, and, we're just happy that it's on the forefront again. And we have this amazing talk coming up. And of course, the Immerse Yourself night is the one night that we have extended hours. So, if people are out diving during the day, they can get something to eat and then walk through the exhibits before the presentation starts at 7:00.
Gotcha. Yeah. Are you guys doing anything special for St. Patrick's Day this weekend? I see you're wearing your green.
I do. I have my green, my Marine and my Army green on.
Right.
So if you're a member, we have a lucky members, and they can bring a friend for free. Normally they get in for free and the friend has to pay at a discounted rate. But the members are their lucky charms and can bring them to the museum tomorrow for free.
Well, there you go. If you're a member, you're kind of like your own leprechaun, and you can grant the wish to your diving enthusiast friends down there at the History of Diving Museum. It's always that's cool. They're always doing good stuff like that. And I know, we're talking about trying to come down there in May. And have you already locked in that vintage dive thing again yet? Is it locked in or what?
Yes, it's locked in for May 4th. We're going to be doing it at Jules Undersea Lodge, and it's going to be the double hose regulator event. We're going to have a Mark V diving demo. One of my members has got open bottom helmets, so we're going to be doing that and let people see how that works underwater with the hand pumps and things like that. And then actually Sunday, we're going to take a group of divers out on the reef who want to dive double hose regulators actually out on the reef.
Wow.
So that's going to be really cool.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah. Now, you've done that yourself, I know, Lisa. So
yeah.
I've never done it. We've talked about seeing if we can come down and participate when that's going on down there that weekend. It's also with the eye care derby, trash derby. Yeah, trash derby is going on that same time. So we're trying to, align the planets accordingly so we can come down there.
Well, let's line them, Greg, and I'll go with you.
I'd like to do that.
Line them? Okay.
Well,
we say don't drive by, dive in. And I probably know some people that can help you get in that Mark V.
Well, I like the sound of that. But you've done it. So what is it like as far as comparing a double hose, old classic vintage regulator compared to what we are used to, today with the latest and greatest stuff?
Well, it's funny that even though we do the double hose regulator experience and certified, you have to be certified to do it. It's still kind of unnerving for some people because you don't have a BC. The way that the steel cylinders are, you're kind of neutrally buoyant. Of course, we have gauges. Back then, you didn't have gauges. And it's just I grew up watching reruns of Mike Nelson and Sea Hunt. So it's a lot of fun. And in the Mark V, it actually is comfortable underwater. It's hard and it's heavy getting in and getting out. And, you really appreciate the process of your surface tenders because all of your gear, you're reliant on them 100% to get you suited, to get your air supply, to keep the communications going. But when you're underwater, you're actually neutrally buoyant and you have to release air so that you don't float up and that you sink and walk on the ocean, on the ocean floor. But of course, we're inside the Jules habitat, so we're walking on the planks and we're not disturbing anything. But it's a very unique, fulfilling experience that I've done several times because I like it so much.
Wow, cool. Well, I've always wondered what it would be like. So, we're going to have the opportunity. And is that kind of going to be open to the public where people can do this and sign up through the museum or how would they do that? Yeah.
They sign up at the museum, go on our website, divingmuseum.org, and different diving groups will have time slots because we're going to be doing the vintage dive all day on Saturday from, like 9 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And every buddy team is going to have a safety diver with them. They're going to go through orientation. We're going to have food and a barbecue there. So everybody can stay on site and, see what's happening. And actually last year when we did it is when Dr. Joe was in for his 100-day Project Nemo or Neptune.
Yeah, in the actual undersea lodge there, Jules.
Yeah, so the divers got to go by and see him and find out more about what he was doing with the research. And, we'll have other fun things to do this year.
Right. Yeah, will that be open? Do we know at this point? Or will you be, when you're not doing the vintage stuff, you could probably go up and see the underwater habitat at Jules, maybe?
Well, we're not, it won't be open to go up into.
Right.
What we've done before in the past, especially with the young interns, is we'll take them in and let them pop up in the moon pool so they can see it, but not get out of the water and contaminate anything.
Right. Yeah. And that counts. You stick your head up in the habitat's kind of a cool thing to do just to see what that looks like down there. Great stuff. DivingMuseum.org. Lisa, always a pleasure. Thanks for adding some class to the show today. We really needed it. And there you go. We got more coming up. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Next regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to make your next dive your best dive? Then go to nextdive.com. That's nexdive.com. Next Underwater Products. nextdive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, my name is Lisette, and I will be your bartender at Titico Bar in Ceiba. Come on and see me, but until then, keep listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. And now, here is a one sexy man, Ray, the dive master.
There you go. There you go. You only took 3 drinks and 2 tequila shots.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
That's me. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. In Ceiba, I am known as Mr. Sexy Man. I know it hurts. It even hurts when I say it out loud. But, you know, sometimes the booze starts flowing and people say ridiculous stuff.
And they said you were 60, man.
I don't think that's accurate, but I'm not sure, actually. Hey, look, we got Lisa from the History of Diving Museum with us right now, getting an update from divingmuseum.org. That's the website you can go to. But I wanted to get one more element that they got coming up. You got the music. What is it? Dive into art and music coming up. And that's actually very soon, right, Lisa?
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. It's on Friday, March 29th. It's going to be right down the street at Safe Harbor Angler House. It's at 5:30 to 9. What's going to be cool about it, this is the second one that we've done. Not only are we going to have the musical tribute to Jerry Garcia, who was a diver. He did a lot of conservation work in Hawaii, and we're going to be auctioning off and selling some of his art. Although it's a fundraising, all that money will go to the Dive into Art exhibits that we've done 6 now, and we've already got 1 planned for next year. But in addition to the music and the coolness of that, we've got coral restoration practitioners are going to be there, and they're going to be kind of recruiting divers to go out and do different coral restoration around the Keys, and they'll be there from Key Largo to Key West. So if somebody's going to be down in Key West for the weekend, you can go out with the practitioners down there. If you're going to be in Islamorada, we've got practitioners there. If you're going to be in Key Largo, there's other ones. So it really doesn't matter where you are in the Keys, coming down for a dive vacation, you can help restore the reef. And we'll be getting that information out at the Dive into Art and Music event, as well as the exhibit that's at the museum.
I love it. I love it. You know, it's funny. We were talking a lot about this earlier. Our last couple of weeks, we've been talking about all these musicians that are hardcore divers. You know, we found out Bryan Adams, who we saw a couple of weeks ago here in Orlando. It ends up he has a private island in the Caribbean and has done a lot of coral reef restoration on his little house reef.
Nice.
And some people sent us some stuff after we were talking about his concert and saying how great he was. And I said, the only thing to make him better if he was a scuba diver. And then I found out he was. Just like Jerry Garcia, a big-time diver back in the day. Yeah?
Diver, conservation, musician, and artist, visual artist.
Right.
He did a lot of black and white inks as well as watercolor. And he did that when he was in his teens. So it's really cool. to bring all of that together. And, it'll just, last year's was great. Everybody had a fabulous time, and this year's will even be better.
Yeah. How many times do you have any celebs like pop up in there in the museum sometimes and surprise you? Or can you even say it if they did?
We do, and they do.
Yeah. Okay. That's all she can say.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Understood.
And we get a lot of professional athletes that come through and they might be fishing in the Keys, but they're curious about the museum, so they'll come in. And you don't have to be a diver to enjoy the History of Diving Museum. There's so much in there.
So true. Yeah, but I mean, do they tell you like before you ask, like, you can take a picture, but don't say I was here, or you can't promote it, or is it kind of like an unwritten rule that you try to protect their privacy in that regard, or what can you say? Yeah, a little bit of both.
And what they sometimes what they'll do is they don't mind, and they're very gracious about taking pictures with us.
Right.
Personally for us, but then they'll say, don't post it for 10 days so I can get back home or get out of town.
Right.
Yeah. Which we respect that very much.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it when it happens. When we get overwhelmed by paparazzi when we're in a particular area. It's actually more law enforcement. It has nothing to do with
Speaking of
fans.
how popular you are, though, Greg, in our museum store, we have a little, kind of loop music for when people come in. And sometimes it's sea shanties and it's different things depending on the time of year.
Right.
But we do the music from Scuba Radio. And there's people that come in that recognize it.
And they say, turn that crap off.
No, they're like, keep into it.
Okay. Well,
it's fun.
I appreciate
if we killed Greg off and stuffed him, can we put him in a museum down there?
That's a different type of museum, Jerry.
Oh, come on.
That's the Poseidon Memorial.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is.
No, we just wanted to stuff him and stick him in a museum somewhere. Maybe like a door prop or something like that.
Yeah. No,
like a Walmart greeter.
All right, come on. Be nice.
We appreciate the shout outs and giving us time on the radio. We love having you guys come down and definitely want to coordinate something for May if you don't come down before then.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it will never be soon enough, that's for sure. But we're trying to lock in some May dates for sure. And in between that, we'll have to wait and see how it unfolds. Now, are you going to be up at Beneath the Sea next weekend? You're not coming up, are you?
No. Some of my other members go up, so we rotate. I always do DEMA. They always do Beneath the Sea. Somebody else does the scuba show in California. So we kind of spread the love.
Well, and I know there's going to be a contingency coming up from the Florida Keys. Captain Slate's coming up, I hear.
Yeah.
And they usually have a few of the dive operations down there represented. So I plan to catch up with them next week for sure, and always appreciate the update. I mean, the History of Diving Museum, I just love having them on because I just think it's awesome. We have our, have something that we can get around as divers and support and learn about where our favorite pastime, where it came from. You can literally find out the history, and it's pretty remarkable when you go through the exhibit down there, how much history there is in diving that before I went, I had no idea it was so deep, pun intended, but it is very impressive and quite a display of stuff. Yeah. But
the Bowers did a great job, with their collection and had some great exhibit fabricators put things together on display, and we thoroughly enjoy all of our visitors.
Yes. And Lisa's a diver, so she's pretty awesome on many levels. Divingmuseum.org is the website. Once again, go there, find out everything you need, and then some. And then plan your visit down there. Mile marker what down there right off US 1? What is it?
83 in Isla Morada.
There you go. Awesome place to just spend some surface interval time in between diving the Florida Keys. And you'll thank me for it. You will, indeed. Unless they play that damn Scuba Radio song in the lobby.
No, we love that.
They love it. They're gluttons for. See, that's why she's in charge. Lisa, she's the best brown noser I know. God bless her. Don't you dare say that. All right. Greg. More coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
These people sound like they're yodeling underwater.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, I got a story for you guys. CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio with me.
Is it story time?
Well, not really story time. It's education time, maybe. Crystal River, Florida. What are they known for?
Clear water.
No.
Nuclear power plant.
Seagrass. Manatees.
There it
Manatees.
is. Snorkeling with manatees. It's one place in Florida that, definitely during the winter months, we're coming out of season right now, but you will see hundreds, if not thousands of manatees in the springs of Crystal River. And they got a bunch of operations where you go snorkel around and all that kind of stuff with them. However, there was a story this week that Crystal River is also known as a birthing location for bull sharks.
What?
Yeah. So they're swimming up into the Crystal River there from the Gulf of Mexico, and bull sharks are coming up and having their pups, and they're they don't cry like that. But I got the point.
needed a sound.
Okay, fair enough. But I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea that they had bull sharks coming up into Crystal River.
I don't know nothing about birthing no babies.
Yeah.
We have bull sharks in Homosassa, too.
Get out.
Homo what?
Yes.
No, get out. Seriously. Leave.
You keep saying ass, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Homo sassy.
Maybe he likes that.
Well, I don't know. Combining two of his favorite things. But we'll just leave that one. Okay, but regardless, so it's no surprise to you. Casey the Tobacco Nut lives over there. So the fact that they came out with this story about the bull sharks are pupping up there in Crystal River.
Get to pupping.
Is that locally known?
Yes.
It's pretty common.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had never heard that
I hope
before.
they're protected.
Yeah,
right?
well, on the outskirts of the outflow of the river is all the mangrove swamps and things, and they come up in there and they pup, and they the small sharks hang out amongst the roots like all the other.
I will tell you
sharks.
though, I would have never thought of snorkeling with the manatees and then thinking like there might be bull sharks swimming
Are they
around.
protected though? So like, there's no fishing. You can't.
I don't know that they're
You gotta
protected.
protect the little
I'm not
baby
sure if
bull
they are
sharks
or not.
before they grow up.
You would think they could, but I don't think they have. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Do you know, Casey?
Them fishermen will get in there and try to eat the sharks.
Well, I mean, they're doing research.
I don't know too much.
They're tagging
been out
them
fishing and caught little
But didn't Casey say
10-inch, 12-inch sharks.
They're juveniles.
They're juveniles. They're coming up there and having their little babies.
It's safer for them.
Alligator food.
Well, the gators.
And the water's warm and it's protected.
Yeah. But, the bull sharks, they can survive in fresh water. That's what makes them somewhat unique compared to other species of
They
sharks.
had a couple write-ups in the local newspaper about people swimming in the canals behind their house and having a run-in with bull sharks.
Right, which would not be pleasant. They can be a little unpredictable at
They
times.
suggest you do not swim in the canals between dusk and dawn. When they're most active, because
Right.
they're looking for.
Yeah,
Don't
we
be a
have
dumbass.
the big tarpon come up, the snook come in, and the sharks come in.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you definitely wouldn't want to do it, by a marina where they're cleaning their, fish catch of the day or the guts from an outing of, bucketing a bunch of scallops.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Jeez. And, but yeah, I never heard that, there were bull sharks over there like that. So I don't know. I think it's, it's one of those.
That's no bull shark.
Yeah.
What we could do, Greg, if you want to come up, I'll tow you behind the boat. You can tell us when you see them.
That sounds like a job for Jerry the Diver Guy.
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
All right. We'll make Jerry the Diver Guy our human lure, and we'll drag him behind the boat at idle speed because you don't want to have him be too fast.
I'll swim about 50 yards behind him and film the whole thing.
I don't think the bull sharks are too worried about speed.
If Jerry was being dragged,
they're going to get it.
Well, maybe. I don't know, but you want to have them
Put
imitate
something really shiny on them.
Yes,
Attract them.
shiny.
No, that would be barracudas.
Well, I don't know. What would draw in a bull shark? You think? What could Jerry do to look like
white or yellow fin?
We'll give him a little cut.
Every few hundred yards, we'll just throw a fish head off the back.
All right,
not an artery, just
not a life-threatening,
a minor cut.
Okay,
somewhere.
Minor cut.
Not
yeah.
that it's gonna,
it's gonna ooze more than like gushing.
They'll be like,
you know what this might accomplish though? It might cause Jerry to finally pee in his wetsuit.
That's a possibility.
No, it'll finally not lie about it.
Right.
Nope. That is one thing I have not done.
Lie.
Just
no lie.
Be sure to roll and record because I want to hear help, help, help.
I just peed my wetsuit. Damn it, come and get me.
Yeah. Oh,
of course, if he drinks enough spring water and pees in his wetsuit, that might be a shark deterrent.
I don't think it is. Actually, I think they say that if you do that, that will draw them in.
They think it's a party.
Because, no, they like if they scare a fish, it's chasing them, they scare the piss out of them. That means like, hey, I can eat that thing now.
The bull shark incident.
Well, if I got enough moonshine coming out of me, Greg, they'll get drunk.
Well,
he needs a little liquid courage. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean,
it might be like cleaning out a lobster before you eat the tail.
Well, maybe, detailing it.
Then he'd have a great story.
At least. But I'm
actually so brave. I was used as a human lure.
Right. No, I do think that actually they say that is one of the attractants to sharks. I don't know if that's like urban legend or not.
What, urine?
Yeah.
Really?
Like if you relieve
Ammonia.
yourself, that could bring
I have
them
found that not to be true.
Really?
Only if there's blood in your urine, Craig.
I mean, it's. Oh,
no, the ammonia is released by like whale carcasses and things as they're decomposing. So the ammonia comes out in your urine. That could signal them there might be something decomposing somewhere.
Well, if that's true, then why didn't CJ get 8?
Why didn't he get 8? Why didn't you get 8
on the menu?
I'm not touching anything about CJ getting 8.
Well, why did he not get 8 at BM&E?
My private life.
Okay. All right. Well, I think what we've
the rest of you clowns.
What we've uncovered here, out of all the members of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, Jerry's the first one we're going to sacrifice.
Well, you always say that. I'm still here.
Why don't we draw straws? I think that would be most
screw
fair.
that noise. It's Jerry.
Well, since Barry's not here, we can always sacrifice him.
Well, that's true.
I thought maybe we already sacrificed him. That's why he hasn't been around.
Well, they're kind of a couple, so they kind of go hand in hand, literally and figuratively. Oh, Bear Bear,
Bear, look,
whatever.
I done banned somebody from the show just a few minutes ago. Jimmy Crane.
Why? What
with
happened?
his off-colored comments about Barry.
What did he say?
You were protecting Barry.
You wanted to stand up for your partner or what?
Wait, was this on Facebook?
That's our Jerry.
I think I saw something on
Why?
there.
What did he say? Come on, you can't leave us hanging like this now, Jerry.
You're hanging.
What? What did he say?
He was moving in on your
You
Barry.
just had to go back and read the comments and listen to the show.
I read it. I couldn't tell what it meant.
Well,
is it
never mind
like a lover's code or something?
Some of us don't know how to read, Jerry.
No.
See, Jerry, you can't do that.
This was
That's
this
not
was
fair.
brought
You know
up
that.
about the time that when I said I'd take pictures with the females, the pretty ones.
Okay, so that's something about you and Barry taking pictures.
And then he says Barry would get mad.
Ah, he'd be jelly. Well,
Those are just jokes.
That just means he cares.
That's
Jerry.
just jokes.
And see, we
No.
don't judge here on this
That
show. We
hurt.
just make fun of everybody.
That
We
hurt-
just don't.
hurt
We
my
don't
feelings.
judge. It's totally different. We
Just-
can abuse the crap
Just
out of you.
humiliation. Nothing
Yes.
personal.
Wait, if I understand this correctly, he made a bad comment about Barry, and that you taking pictures with good-looking women would upset him, and you're upset because it would upset Barry.
Yes, that's called love. All right, moving on. More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio,
Scuba Radio.
the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Would you forget our captain? Why don't you call for help in your radio mic, rat?
Why don't you enter yourself in the sea caucus?
I'm in New Jersey, Trick. Get your hands up. I'm in New Jersey. Put that hair up. I'm in New Jersey, Trick.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Yes, next weekend we will be in Sea Caucus, New Jersey for Beneath the Sea, the big dive show, center of the universe next weekend. Make sure you get there. Be there early. Show opens 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Saturday morning. We will be there. Mermaid Kristen, Jerry the Diver Guy, a few, God knows who else. But we got a bunch of prizes to give away. And so people that show up on time or get there a little bit early are going to have a shot at some pretty cool stuff. And then you can go to the silent auction, bid on trips like Turks and Caicos live aboard with Explorer Ventures, a week at the Wyndham Fortuna Resort there on Grand Bahama Island. I mean, you can really score some amazing deals and support a great cause with all the scholarship programs and marine ecology programs that they support there at the Beneath the Sea folks. BeneathTheSea.us, by the way, is the website. We got to thank Divers Alert Network's giving us a bunch of stuff to give away. We got some wetsuits or wet chutes to give away. These bags that you put on your feet to help you get on a wetsuit much quicker. And let's see, Shearwater stuff, nextdive.com. We got gear from them. What am I forgetting? There's a bunch of stuff that I got to track up there with me.
Scuba radio stuff.
There could be some Scuba Radio stuff. That is true. We got some new stickers, all kinds of good stuff like that. And all that to
Jerry taking pictures.
Jerry, the diver. It's all, we're giving away all this stuff.
Get your picture with
so
Jerry
people
the
will
Diver
tolerate Jerry the Diver Guy. There you
So
go.
I'm taking pictures. You're going to be signing autographs, big boy.
Who's he talking to right
I
now?
know. You, Greg?
Signing autographs.
Yep.
Why? For what?
You're the famous one, not me.
Well, okay.
He'll be signing autographs and credit card receipts.
Well, see, you got him. Oh,
I
Cock
still got it.
Johnson.
I still got it.
Cock Johnson knows how to break up Vinny Two Tanks. Yes. Well, we'll sign whatever. So come and get your
We're there to and get your autograph of Greg the Dive Master.
I'll tell you. So the folks up there.
Will you make mine out to suck it, loser?
The Jersey divers up there, they never fail to amaze me, I will say. It is a unique group of folks.
Mine says, "Hey Ray, rock and roll."
They're like, hey, we got diving right here. Come on over here. And they do have a little bit of the.
Don't do that anymore.
No, that's how they greet you.
No, it's a little.
What?
I don't know.
And also, everybody needs to come up and greet Gregory like that.
No, Greg's right. They do kind of might talk funny there.
I don't think that's not the way to describe it. They don't talk funny. They just have
they
have their own little type of vibe going on. And I mean, it's very entertaining. It's like walking into a Sopranos episode. I mean, because a lot of them do have the accent, and that's fine.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an accent. It's not funny. I don't think it's.
Well, it sounds
with
funny to me.
Well, okay, but everything sounds funny.
Well, they think you sound funny, Vinny.
Exactly. No, that's not.
There you go.
Well, you know, to each his own, I guess.
I think Vinny
right?
sounds like a fine young gentleman.
Young?
Yeah, really? Yeah, I'm only 7.
Okay.
Decades.
Right. No, that's fine. You know, but I enjoy it. And you hear about their diving that they have, up there in that part of the country. You know, they're hardcore.
They are some hardy divers.
I mean, they dive up off the coast of Jersey there. I mean, there's some great wreck dives and stuff. They keep asking me to go, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's kind of cold.
No, Greg, you got to do it on your
I know. I got that.
rash guard.
That's what I.
Yeah.
That's where I was
protect
going.
you from rashes. That and the Vaseline.
No.
Tell them what I say, Greg. I'm afraid of shrinkage.
I know what Jerry says. Who's drunk?
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to say.
Well, I do say that quite a bit too.
Okay.
But I'm afraid of shrinkage.
But I do have a heated rash guard and a brand new 5 mil wetsuit that I'm taking to the Galapagos. I could bring it up there and consider, but I'm not going to be up there long enough to orchestrate a dive too. We gotta stay focused on the mission of.
Then you've got airline schedules to think about.
Yeah, actually, I got to get back home immediately after the show and report for jury duty.
What?
Yes, I kid you not. I got roped into jury duty. Anything with the word duty in it, is not good.
I wish I had the sound effect gavel from Law and Order right now. Gong gong.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Did you say duty or duty?
Yes.
He said both.
And I'm not looking forward to it, but yeah, I gotta do one of those things. So
he's not looking forward to duty, but duty he is.
Well, that's. I mean, if I didn't have jury duty, I'd stay up there in Jersey and maybe do a dive.
Bull crap.
Well,
I don't believe it.
Why?
Because
I just told you I got a new heated rash guard. I got a new 5 mil wetsuit.
I would.
I could take on almost any kind of water jump.
Did you get your dry suit repaired? Isn't that repaired?
I didn't get the
Greg,
dry suit.
you can get out of that.
Suit.
Just say you're in the media.
Yeah, Greg. Just
what?
Send them an episode of Scuba Radio. They'd say, no,
like,
you
no
can't. Sorry,
freaking way.
It's like, that doesn't count as media.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
you've used it for media credentials for other things in the past.
No, I'm just saying what they would say.
We're
not buying that.
You have a little show.
So you're saying I should go in and tell them who I am?
I'm a member of the media.
Do you know who I am?
Kind of a big deal.
Just show them the website. They look it up and they go, all right, you're excused. It's worth a shot.
I don't think it'd be like it was because media. They'd see it and they go, this guy's out of his mind.
Well, whatever works.
True. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping it's much to do about nothing.
Maybe you can get a note. Crazy environmentalists.
I have an idea. You get a note from Dr. Doug.
Ooh.
And he goes, he's got a monkey heart.
Yeah, monkey
and
heart.
He can't take the strain of a trial.
He's certifiable. I know he says he's certified as a diver, but he's certifiable. You don't want him in any kind of jury pool.
No,
the only pool he gets into, he dives in.
He's got no sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky. But yeah, I'm supposed to be available for the whole damn week after Beneath the Sea. Yeah.
Hey, I know what you could do, Greg.
That's some serious duty right there.
At least you get to go.
Use your infallible directional abilities and just tell them you got lost in the courthouse.
Well, if he really, really, really wants out of it, he can play the religious card.
Okay, and that would be which one?
You're a Hare Krishna.
You don't believe in judging.
Don't believe in judging.
That's not really religious, Jerry.
Oh, no, it goes against your religious beliefs.
Judging is against your. So
would that
judging,
be Christian or
the judge is not against
Buddha?
Christian.
Yeah, you don't judge.
You don't judge your fellow man.
not,
Only
yes,
God can
judged.
judge you.
Well,
But you're not the judge. You're just part of the jury.
Right. You're just helping the judge decide.
Well, I'm not any of it. I'm just
You're
like
casting the first stone.
They're roping me into just being a part of a jury pool that I might
Greg,
get.
just by mentioning your jury duty on this show, you won't have to serve.
Yes!
You will be found in contempt and thrown in jail immediately.
If they ask you where you reside, instead of putting your physical address, just say, I'm just visiting from Uranus.
Okay. All right. I could try that one.
Just wear your heated rash guard into the courtroom and they'll ride out.
Okay. Vinny Two Tanks, what do you think? Yeah?
These are all good ideas.
Really?
Do they shrink?
Do they shrink? What? What shrinks?
His brain cells.
DJ
A
got
note
it.
from your shrink? Is that what you're talking about, Vinny?
I don't know what.
Jerry got it.
Jerry got it.
Well, at least
Jerry got it.
2 out of 5 ain't bad for this show.
Funny.
So
You guys just forgot.
yeah, we
bog
forgot.
down.
Right. Okay, let's go to Sea Caucus. And,
We're not winging it at all.
That'll be. We'll see you there. All right. More. Till then, remember, it's always better. Where, gang? Come on. Safe diving, everyone.
Jock Gusto, they all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.